this is life, okay? These are life skills that they are not teaching you in school. When I was first working on myself, I was like, oh, I'm over it. I'm better now, guys. I'm different. I'm never gonna do that stuff again. And like, I get triggered and then I had no plan. It makes so much more sense to just teach you how to alchemize your emotions so that you can get yourself out of negative states. Doesn't that make so much more sense? Just teach you how to deal with that than to just keeping you think that you're depressed or whatever and give you pharmaceuticals that you have to stay on for the rest of your life because you are not educated about your own physiology, you're not educated about your own spirituality, you're not educated about your own psychology. Okay, so somebody asked me about journal prompts. So usually when I need to self-regulate, it's because I need to release some sort of block, something that has been bothering me for a while but I just haven't been looking at or dealing with. And so this could be like stress, anger, I'm feeling sorry for myself, I'm lonely, whatever. So I created this short workbook called SDV 101, and it's for you guys to get an introduction to journaling for self-development. This will help you learn a little bit more about yourself and how to use mental alchemy to manifest. For those of you who don't know, the word alchemy is basically alchem me. And Kemet was ancient Egypt, so it's basically ancient Egyptian wisdom. And alchemy was the precursor to modern sciences like chemistry. Alchemists had this goal of converting base metals like lead into gold. And they did this through a process called transmutation. In the world of energy and spirituality, we use the word transmutation or alchemy when we're talking about raising our vibration. So we use this exercise to transform negative thoughts, feelings, and experiences into something that's way more positive and productive. You're gonna feel angry, you're gonna feel sad. When we learn how to manage these negative things, negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative experiences, they lose their power over us. And ideally, we get to a point where we have protocols in place. So when we face a challenge or an obstacle, we know that all challenges are just opportunities to level up, and we don't ever resort back to those old failing patterns. So this is part of the Who Are You exercise starting on page 9. I wanted to first credit Nia Burks, the founder of Butter and Filth in Richmond, for this exercise because we did a variation of this exercise in a couple of different workshops that I took with her. It really does help you get to the root of who you are as a person, so I thought it was really good to include this. Number 1 says come up with 3 pet peeves, so what really gets under your skin. So for this example, we're going to do I hate when my friends ghost on me. So it really gets under my skin. That's like a personal experience. So I personally really hate when people ghost on me, which is really ironic because I ghost on people. So that's a lesson there. It's like the thing that you hate, a lot of times you're the one who started it. Okay, so next part says summarize these experiences into a one-line I statement articulating how each situation makes you feel. So how does ghosting, when your friends ghost on you, how does that make you feel? When my friends ghost on me, or you could just say ghost me, I feel disregarded and abandoned. So the ideal statement here is something that's like articulating how you feel. So I feel such and such. That's what an I statement is basically I feel or I am. Instead of I am, let's focus on I feel because we're not our feelings. We just feel that way. To say when my friends ghost me, I feel disregarded and abandoned. So for the next exercise, it says condense each of the above statements into one word or phrase. You should have 3 in total. Ghosting gives us a vibe of. So, what do you guys think? Leave in the comments below. What does ghosting feel like to you? What is the feeling that comes up in your body? So, for me, I'm gonna put like abandonment, lack of communication as like a phrase, and then I'm gonna say like disregard, like holding a newborn baby and then just dropping them. That's so fucked up, but that's how it feels for a lot of us. It feels like it feels like that attachment from childhood of like wanting someone to be there for you and then them just disappearing out of nowhere. So I just made this for you guys so you can change the questions, you can edit the journal prompts, you can write whatever you want to write here. It's just this is for you. So use it in whatever way works for you. I had the example before of it pisses me off when people are late and waste my time, right? And then there's the next one I put when people are late. I feel disrespected, like my time is not valuable. So, to condense that into one word or phrase, we could say lateness, disrespect. So, you could pick any of the words that you chose, or just pick one that you feel that resonates with how your body feels the most. So, on page 10, we're going to flip those three words or phrases that we came up with so that they describe the opposite experience, that which you actually want. In column 1, we're going to list the words. Say for ghosting, we had lack of communication. So for column 2, we'll have consistent, effective communication. For the second box, we're going to put disrespect. And then so for column 2, we can put thoughtfulness slash consideration. These are just some examples that you can use. You can choose any word that you want. And you can even use the wheel of emotions that I included here, up here on page 5. So here it is. It's called the Wheel of Emotions. This was originally created by Dr. Gloria Wilcox. And so this here can help you really tune in with your body, because it's really all about how your body feels. It's about like the somatic experience. So you can get to the root of what it is you truly value, what it is that truly matters to you as an individual. And so you can use the wheel of emotions. It's got like so many different emotions. You got rejection, humiliation, confusion, stress, embarrassment, inferiority. So you can use these words to help you find that emotion that you're experiencing. You can use the sample values list if you are struggling to flip your words. So on page 10, flipping the word or phrase into what you actually want. By the end of this exercise, you'll have at least 3 core values of yours. And the whole exercise, the entire workbook, is about helping you discover your values. So you'll actually have more than just 3. But you can look for values that show up more than once. In this exercise, you might have 3 values, and another exercise, you might have different values, or you could have the same values. And so the ones that show up again and again and again, that's how you really know who you are and what you want. This is life, okay? These are life skills that they are not teaching you in school. Like, you're gonna get irritated, you're gonna get frustrated, you're gonna have a lot of days in your life where you're just not feeling it. And they make it seem like, oh, just be happy, just stay positive. It's like, look, I can maybe do that 75% of the time, but the other 25%, I'm gonna be going through it. So I feel like it makes more sense to teach you how to deal with it than to just act like it's not going to happen. That's something I used to always say when I was first working on myself. I was like, oh, I'm over it. I'm better now, guys. I'm different. I'm never going to do that stuff again. And like, I'd get triggered, and then I had no plan because I thought I was over it. It makes so much more sense to just teach you how to alchemize your emotions so that you can get yourself out of negative states. Doesn't that make so much more sense? Just teach you how to deal with that than to just keeping you think that you're depressed or whatever, and give you pharmaceuticals that you have to stay on for the rest of your life because you are not educated about your own physiology, you're not educated about your own spirituality, you're not educated about your own psychology. And your manifestation skills will literally 10x when you learn this, because you will stop spiraling on a moment-to-moment basis when you have negative events or triggers in your reality. You'll actually start responding strategically as opposed to reacting emotionally. Why this is important is because we're women. Mostly on my channel is women, and like, we need that shit. Like, let's be for real, because we're literally like 3 or 4 different people in a span of 1 month because of our biorhythms, because of our cycle and different phases, the luteal phase, the follicular phase, the ovulation phase, the menstrual phase, based on the hormonal changes that are happening in our bodies. I did not know this stuff, and I thought that I was the problem. And don't you dare let men gaslight you into thinking that it's your mindset, because it's not your mindset. We need different self-development skills than them, because a lot of times for us, we feel all these things, but we don't know what to do with it. And so when you learn how to alchemize your emotions into actionable steps, you just become a better version of yourself, because you're no longer like projecting all that onto other people or expecting other people to just read your mind, because they don't know what you're saying. You don't even know what you're saying. And like, there's nothing wrong with being emotional. Like, I am very emotional, and the person that I end up with is going to have to understand that, and they're going to have to deal with that. I'm not going to be quiet and mute myself my whole entire life. And I'm getting passionate about this now because a lot of men just have this block against feelings. When you start expressing your emotions, they just don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to hold space for it. This is not something that discredits us or makes us weak. This is the source of our power. We have to show everyone, not just men, but everybody, that we can wield our power. We have to show that we have control of that power, like X-Men. And so this is literally how you learn to do that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful for you. I hope that you enjoy the workbook. If you're interested in working on these exercises, SDV 101 is going to be the first link in the description down below. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.